Schönen guten Morgen, guten Abend, good afternoon. It's Shirley with Spirit of Matter. And this episode, with its beautiful lighting, is where Jupiter has entered the 22nd degree of a Taurus, and Uranus will join it on the 28th of April, I believe. So this could be my chart ruler. If it's not Mars, then very likely Jupiter. So, I want to talk about using or not using or expressing yourself as a form of negating psychic attacks. This is an important point because more and more people are actually targeted by these things, whether you call it psyop or whatever, or you just don't understand what happens with you and you don't understand it, and that you're not alone with that, you're absolutely not imagining. Then I want to talk about speaking up as the road to healing. So what happens when a person is psychically attacked or in other way attacked or tortured, God forbid, is basically it's basically a lot of energies, fears, threats be put on you, and very likely the answer is to go against the reaction of fear. Especially now with Rahu in Aries, we are moving towards courage. So it's timely for you to be courageous. So you're universally supported by being courageous and by responding with courage. So I talked yesterday about taking certain energy out of your body, but also, of course, without harming others, yes, but also the importance of speaking up when it comes to dealing with psychic attack, boundary violation, and so on and so forth. The default, okay, the default of I will speak myself into existence, I will speak myself back into my body, I will speak up, okay, it means that whatever is sent your way, your reaction as a default is to speak up. And this is evergreen teaching to you, okay, whatever sent your way. Okay, one of the things that I did when I was threatened with kidnapping, and there was this threat of like, we'll get to everybody on your list, anybody that you call on your list. I called everybody, okay? That is signaling that you are breaking out, that you're breaking through, that you're going in the path of courage rather than in the path of fear. This is not victim blaming. This is not in any way right now is very fated for you to go in the path of courage. You're probably only validating for you to hear that the cosmic skies are supportive of that. And it's also an evergreen teaching for you of ways to deal with that, just to go in the path of courage. It's something that runs in my family. So it's an instinct that I've learned to grow myself. And when it comes to whether it's psychic attack or not, you speak it into existence. You hold a point of, when somebody infiltrates your energy, okay, you hold a point of attraction where you tend to, hey, what's happened there? Informations are going to come to you, okay, like moth to the flame when you're the flame, okay? So informations are going to come to you, and if your modus operandi is, I speak up. And when I say speaking up, I don't mean speaking up to authorities. I mean speaking up in this way. Okay? Don't be focused on the shadow bands. Don't be focused on anything. When your modus operandi is, I speak up. This is my modus operandi. Send things my way. I speak up. I expose. This is my modus operandi. It's automated. Automated. Okay? It's automated. I expose. And that's how I'm maintaining my body. Okay? Throat chakra, sex chakra. You got me? You do something to the sex chakra, comes out the throat chakra, and even if I cross over, people are gonna know. Okay, and this is very, very powerful. Is basically speaking yourself into existence and speaking your truth. Don't be worried about people believe, people don't believe. Your target audience is the other people that go through this. Your target audience, the other people that go through this, and you send in a message in spirit and in matter, as I do now. You're not alone with this. We're speaking ourselves to existence. What's thrown at our way, we expose. Systematically. And we hold space for the people who are not in this position yet. The people on the other side of the cults, they're not our enemies. They are trapped in these situations. Whatever they did, whatever happened. But they're also not lost. And we hold this timeline. So, and also, whatever a person signed, in whichever way, with blood, not with blood, with whatever, has no validity if it is against themselves and against humanity. No validity. This Lucifer, no validity. I'm not talking about the Venus Lucifer, I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? There's no validity. And these contracts, there's no validity. If a child was killed, if a genocide had to be committed, there's no validity. No validity. The validity is to our truth. To when we're true with ourselves, to when we come back to the body, it's transparency. I want to tell you something. I live in Israel. So whenever I go on the train, there are many soldiers, especially on Friday, not a Friday actually, a Thursday, Jupiter Day, and the Sunday, which is Soul Day. So get to hear a lot of conversations, talk with people. If a person is a warrior, okay, the way that they are trained, and this is very healthy for you, the way that they are trained is that they tell the truth about everything. Because for a warrior, it's very important to be in the body, always tell the truth. So let's say even, it's army is like, it's like you go to work. So sometimes, but they have very strict rules. Sometimes it's about, yes, I did smoke that cigarette when I was not supposed to smoke that cigarette. Or even the small things, okay? You hide no secrets. If you are a warrior in the army, you hide no secrets. Why? This is how you stay in the body. Yes, I did that and that. Yes, I did that. Transparency, full transparency. This is also the power of Pluto. I did not go to the army, but I have worked with Pluto in a way that I'm in full exposure with myself. You can see I'm fairly transparent. And so this is what they teach warriors. Why? Because warriors have to stay in the body, and warriors should not be able to be blackmailed or extorted, and they should not be able to be exploited on whatever lies, whatever they did. Because it's more important that you tell the truth than anything else. However, if you're trained the other way, then you see it, okay? You're trained to not answer questions, not answer every question you've been asked, to not this, to not that, to not display informations. And you see these polarities meet because you create a polarity. There is a rule of polarities, okay? Polarities meet. It's not for nothing. During the Me Too era, the other side was encountering me because there were polarities, okay? I was the kind of person that never gaslights people, and so it was very difficult to gaslight me. Because I wouldn't pass the Turing test. I just speak the truth. If I don't know, then I don't know. If I did, there was nothing to play on that vehemently, and the only trigger to push, it was like if I encounter lack of will and consent, I can nuke Okay, and that's the transparency. And so it's kind of like, okay, you don't want to destroy humanity. That's not like, there's not operative in any way, shape, or form. We can't really use this person. We really don't want this person on the other side of our side. And so things started to leak. So these polarities of the people who are trained to not tell the truth, and to try to infiltrate the psyche of another person, and the people who are full-blown transparency, like an open book, the way I am, is happening. Okay, and so transparency will always permeate through. It's just like those spirits. It's just like those New Age people telling you that like the light will always win. Is just more energy efficient and cost effective, to be honest. To make people gaslight people, those what people call narcissists, which is outdated form, but you might know it in that way, or intelligence people or whatnot, or cult people, whatever you call it. To create them, so much energy is invested into putting them into intense trauma to make them want to destroy humanity. Okay, so much energy, whereas to create a warrior is created by elimination. You strip off the lies, you strip off the manipulation, you strip off the discomfort about whatever you did. You take a full accountability by radical self-acceptance and self-love. This is how to do it, okay? It's not about hating yourself, because then you're susceptible to be exploited. But about taking that full accountability from the understanding that is radical acceptance. It's like, yes, I did this. Okay, when I was writing Sugar Free Lemonade, I went later to one therapy, then to They Don't Know What's Energy. Then there was a part where I was working with my friend and I wrote Sugar Free Lemonade, and he said something that's absolutely sexist, and I used it in the satire. Okay, I got backlash for it. I removed it. The person that it was triggering was kind enough to be forgiven with me. And when Didn't Know What's Energy heard about the story, he said, well, how do you feel with those names or, sexual harassment being targeted towards you? And I said, I did it. I'm the person who wrote this type. It doesn't matter where this idea came from. When I wrote it into my satires, like it's something I did. And he was left without anything to say, because I took full accountability. Okay? My intention was to wake that other woman up. It's like, look what you're doing. You're putting yourself in this position. But it was also done in a way that she was experiencing humiliation from that. And this was a satire. Okay? So this is a bit of a warrior mindset, if you want, or just a transparent person mindset. Because that's the warriorship. You just take to your truth and you radically accept yourself. It's basically also radical. It's self-love. It's self-love. It's radical self-love. Okay. Whether it's about the physical traits of your body, what you do, what you're not competent in doing. I'm not competent in cleaning my house. Okay. This is true. And I learned aromatherapy, for heaven's sake, okay? Until I get the money to hire like a cleaning person, it's difficult for me to make products, okay? This is true. Like, this is where your light shines. And you're less susceptible to be exploited because you're taking accountability. And this is the accountability. It is not rape. It is not enabling rape and enabling exploitation. You're not taking accountability for what they did. Okay? You are radically accepting everything that you are doing. Radically accepting. And you speak it out. When something comes up, you speak it out. And so whatever is not on that frequency has to either align itself with the truth or vanish from your life. And you see that sometimes you are becoming a point of transformation, so much so that people begin to leak informations that are relevant to you and to your journey. And this is very powerful. And this is also exposing the intricacies. Okay, a lot of these people are trapped. A lot of the people that you are afraid of are just afraid of you, and are very much in fear position, in chronic helplessness position. So this is, gosh, that was so meta. For those who understand Hebrew, it was so meta. I will not translate that. So this is very, very useful. Yes, it takes courage to speak. And the thing about people say, don't say, a lot of whistleblowers say, don't say names, but always speak up. I'm saying it's not about the don't say names. It's about exposing the essence of something. And the fact that I was not able to say names after the Me Too actually created it's kind of like a diamond that's in the rough, and then you shape it and shape it and shape it. You get the structure and you get the mechanism. This is true all across the board, where it's Opus Dei, where it's Masons, where it's Illuminati. Okay, it doesn't matter the name, the structure, how they operate, what are the points of interference, what are your points of accountability. These are your points of interference. And this is how you turn what could be exploitation into a freaking beacon of light, of exposing truth and being appreciated by even the people from those other sides. And having informations linking to you when you're an open channel, those informations will be coming to you. And your response is to speak them up. So if somebody tried to use threats on you, whether it's psychic attack, whether it's those invisible types of attacks, okay, your reaction is to speak up. You get even more connected with your body. Your reaction is to speak up and to expose and expose and expose and expose and expose and expose and expose. Okay? And you do it with structure. These structures are going to reach you. Talked about it's like the Mobius loop. We're approaching the full moon in Scorpio. Big revelations, and not in the book of revelations, but actual exposure of truth. And this is the year of exposure of truth. There's so many significations, whether it's like the Chinese astrology, which I don't know too much about, but I heard that this is the signification. The eclipses withdrawing Aries that call you to have courage. The eclipses that were with Zendaya. That I think that was the fixed star. Lada spoke about it. It was about stopping to harlot yourself or betraying yourself and going full on with your truth. Okay? And even Aries is sextiling Deneb Algedi, which totally supports redemption, reconciliation, stepping into the light, and exposing those intricacies. And this is also important to cultivate yes, if somebody sends threat to you, you put truth, you put light, you put truth out. So they understand, the more that they will try to make you afraid, the more that you will speak, and the more informations will come to you. Okay? Another way to do it is to leak those informations favorably to you. And you want to be responsive to that. Okay, I want to be responsive to that. It's like the way to work with me is validating, is respect. Okay, the way to work with me is respect. I see you, I see your intricacy. If I see that you're trapped, I'm receiving how to do that intelligently. I see you, okay? You work with respect with me, there's no problem. Okay, there's people sending fear my way, I cut through it, and I expose, and then is where people can feel even more helpless. If they've been oriented to always make people scared, they will experience helplessness. But that's my way into my body. It's not personal. The minute the person goes out of this coping mechanism, which is possible, then they start doing respect consistently, and they gain a lot from this, and the world gains a lot from this. Because this is an opportune time when Aries is in Andromeda constellation, sextiling the Deneb Algedi. This is an opportune time to reconcile the underdog, reconcile those who've been marginalized in society, reconcile what seems irreconcilable, and basically saving people from torture and kidnapping, and abolishing the practice of torture and kidnapping, whether of children or of people. Aries is once in, like, I think she takes around 500 years to go around the zodiac. She's been probably more, because she's been in Aries for 100 years. Aries has been in Aries for over 100 years. So yes, so this is the level of opportunity that we have. It's big, it's huge. And you often see me casually speaking about, like, even the worst leaders and how they were basically entrapped in certain cults and how they got to this situation. So this is not me endorsing any, like, tyrants or anything like that. It's the other way around, and it's assessing that many of them were entrapped in a certain way, and therefore the genocide, which I guess is one of the things you sign with blood on, rather than rather than literally mango sauce, mango. They're so good. Yeah. So it's excellent. It smells, but it's excellent. Where was I? So what you want to understand is that those who are the decision makers are not the frontier persons, and so you're hating on an actor that plays a certain role, and if they're signed with blood, then and the only way is to go up the rank. Okay, it's even simple corporate knowledge. When I was in my teenage years, I, like many people, worked for McDonald's, and then you understand that there's only so much time you can work before they tell you you're either promoted and you have to go to the promotion, which means you're gonna have less sleeping hours, less time for yourself, and basically less agency in the corporation, and you're not gonna get more money, like way more money or anything like that. You're gonna have, like, kind of like the army, but badges on you, or they fire you. This is also what these cults work like. Okay, the corporation and the army are structures that are designed in a certain way that is usually not even benefic for what they are supposedly supposed to do. I mean, if McDonald's is a fast food restaurant, like you're supposed to be resting enough, you're supposed to be eating well. You're serving food to people. You're the person who prepares the energy that people put in their body. Okay, pretty fucking important. So, army, you're protecting people. We've seen so many moves that have nothing to do with this purpose happening in the world, and so many soldiers exploited. Okay, people going, and after 7th of October, people ran from Europe, from all over the world, paid the highest prices. El Al's walk of shame, the highest prices, black market prices for a flight ticket to freaking go to war to protect the motherland. Okay, this is how powerful it is. And you can call it indoctrination, but it's also what this is, defending their families. Okay, after villages were slaughtered, and they don't have the upper level of analysis of who runs the show, which is not countries, absolutely not. So, or they do have this level of analysis, and they understand that at this given point, for more people to not be killed, you have to do so and so, and right now you cannot escape this modus operandi. This is very much like those things that happen where people are deeply entrapped and are signed with blood on the things. So those insights, okay, it's not about the mindset is not, oh yes, every person is accountable, every this, every that. It's like, do you want to solve the problem? Do you want to address the structure? Do you want to disintegrate this use of this type of betrayals as trust, which means torturing children, raping children, kidnapping children, organ trade, kidnapping people, and so on and so forth, and then doing it on a genocide level, which is, I guess, the blood control, because all that I mentioned previously, it was not signed with blood. Okay, Bernard Ronald did not sign with blood. This is why he could tell us about these things. And I absolutely believe him. Okay? I've seen this. So, this is... so imagine the ranks with your sign with blood. Okay? So this is... Do you want to address the actual problem? If you keep the accountability on the person, okay, you better be able to provide them with housing. You better be able to provide them with food. You better be able to provide if you're talking about accountability. Like, you better be able to provide. If you're just, oh, everybody needs to work, work at a pizza, and the pizza is like the greatest. Every business that exists is basically susceptible to exploitation and extortion, whether by protection or whether by being a front business to money laundering and trafficking money laundering business as a legal business. Okay, restaurants, pizzas, whatever. This is why being an entrepreneur is so difficult. It is just so. Okay, so what do you expect these people to do? What do you expect them to do for work? What do you expect them to do for a living? If you don't address this, you're just playing in the air. You're just throwing words into the air. You haven't solved the problem. You haven't addressed the problem. And people are going to do what they need to do. So, and the same goes when they whistleblow. Okay, Ronald Bernard allied with criminals, because criminals did not like pedophilia, and he was a survivor of pedophilia, and he did not want to commit pedophilia. And no, it's not pedophilia, rape of children. Okay, so he allied with whomever he could ally, so that he does not have to rape children. Those were criminals. Okay, people talking about the Freeze House exposed. Okay, I'm not saying I know what's happening there. I don't know, but when you understand structure, you understand the options that are open to these things. People talking about the Epstein's list, which is just one case of many large end cases. Why aren't the people being arrested? Why aren't the people who arranged this? I'm not talking about Epstein. Who fund this? Who hide this in offshore companies and write this on the names of the common people? Okay, the money. If you follow the money, you will see your passport, maybe even my passport there, with your taxes. You see, you're made to think that the people who live on the welfare escaped violence in some way, shape, or form, and were able to work within the system enough to get welfare. These are the people who live on welfare. These are your peers. These are the whistleblowers, basically. Okay, there's the people that said no to this and managed to somehow have a viable source of income where you don't have to be perpetrators. So, that's what's up. Okay, so they don't live on your taxes. We live on our taxes. We were working. We were making big money, relative to our ages, relative to our social status, and this money went to taxes, and this was supposed to be okay. And then were stopped at the level where we said no to violence, and to each person is different. Also, each person have, okay, I was a single person when I said no to violence, and I was very lucky and privileged in that sense. And I had enough money to support my family for a couple of months when I quit my job, when we moved, and that's what's up. Okay, that's just how we got saved. I was working for a credit card company, and not everyone is in this situation. Some people have families, some people have children. It's not everybody is in this situation. So have to do other things. These are the people that you think are living on your tax. We're living on our money. We're living on the money that we made. We're living on our innovative ideas, our entrepreneurship, the things that were blackmailed out of us, basically, that we're not credited for and compensated for. We're living on that. We just get it through the welfare. This is, yes, you can see it as karma, you can see it as whatever. The people that are living on your taxes are those decision makers who found these Peter rings. That's what's up. Wake the F up. So, yeah,